Hey yogis, my name is Alex and I today am bringing you a 25 to 30 minute yin yoga class, all connected with the root chakra. So focusing on reducing a sense of overwhelm, bringing us into a sense of groundedness, safety and security within our body. I love bringing you offerings that help to bring you home to yourself and to feel that sense of ease and joy within your body wherever you are and at any time. So when you are ready, let's begin here. You may like to find a comfortable seat on a cushion or a block. In terms of props that you might need for this practice, a mat or a rolled out towel is going to be good. And then any squishy things you've got in your house. So think pillows, cushions, bolsters. If you have a couple of yoga blocks, they'll be great. Otherwise, maybe some cans of soup or thick books will work a treat too. Feel free to pause the video, go and grab all those things, and then meet me back in your seat when you are ready. Okay, yogis, feel free to find a position of comfort and ease, one in which you can have a straight spine and then a soft front, so opening, melting through the heart space into the shoulders, releasing through the belly. And then I invite you here to soften your gaze or maybe close your eyes completely, as we allow ourselves to land in this shape, in this space, at this time. As you sit here aware of your body in this shape, in this space, I invite you now to create an awareness of your breath. Noticing how as the air comes in through the nose, the ribs, the belly, the whole torso expands, taking up space. And then as you exhale, how the body softens, releases, and the space around you almost hugs you or envelopes you here. Beautiful. Again, breathe, take up space. And as you let that breathe out, feel the space around you, almost like a blanket of comfort or support. One more deep round of restorative breath here. And then release to feel that hugging in, that comforting blanket of space as it envelopes you. And now for a moment, yogis, bring your awareness to the very base of your spine, to your tailbone and your pelvic bone. This is the home of our root chakra, the Muladhara chakra. And it is associated with our sense of security, of comfort, of safety. When it is aligned and activated, those parts of our life feel in flow, our home life, our relationships, our finances, all of those base or foundational needs that support us through this world. So as you hold this awareness of your pelvic bowl and your tailbone, you may like to picture a swirling ball of crimson red light. Red is this color associated with the Muladhara chakra. And the element is earth. So picture this earthy crimson red spiraling ball of light as you breathe deeply. So nice, yogis. And then when you're ready, opening the eyes if you have them closed. And we'll gently and mindfully make our way onto our belly. So we could move any props out of the way. You may like to keep a pillow or a cushion at the top of your mat to support your forehead. We're going to come to lie all the way down here. And then place the forehead either on the mat or on your pillow. You may also like to stack the hands one on top of the other and bring the center of the forehead to the back of the head. And again, yogis, as we lie here, picturing that red crimson ball of light swirling around in the base of your pelvis. as we literally kind of hug the earth below us here, feeling held, feeling secure. And then from here, you may like to kind of rock and roll across your hip, massaging out through the pelvis, releasing any tension in the lower back here. Feel free to move fast or slow, or just lie in stillness if that is what is calling you. Beautiful, yogis. And then from here, releasing, softening, stopping the rock. And then we'll make our way to an extended child's pose. So hands come under the shoulders. You lift the hips up and back towards the heels, and you may like to take a bolster in between the legs. So again, almost connecting with that base of the pelvis there, with the pelvic bowl. If you find that your hips are very far away from your heels, then a pillow or a cushion underneath the sit bones is also going to be really supportive. And then perhaps a block or a cushion for the heel. As you settle in here, take your time to find a position of optimal comfort. One in which you can feel a stretch, possibly across the lower back, into the outer glutes, or maybe in the ankle joint. But where you can also maintain deep and fluid rounded breath. Our breath is the most amazing messenger for what is going on in our body. If we are able to breathe deeply and fluidly, then we are probably all good. But if we're noticing more rapid, shallow breath, or it feels like it's non-existent, then it's perhaps a sign that we need to come back to balance. Maybe through deeper, longer exhale. Maybe through backing off the pose a little bit. Giving ourselves a little bit of respite sometimes. So check in here, make sure you have that deep belly breath. And enjoy this introspective pose in which we connect with the earth below, knowing that we are safe. All of our needs are met. And we are allowed to rest and restore here. If you feel that the mind has wandered, we're totally normal, we are human. But perhaps just gently bring it back by feeling the physical sensations within your body in this shape. Or perhaps once again become aware of your breath. Or maybe picturing that swirling ball of red light in the pelvic bowl. One to two more rounds of deep belly breath here. Beautiful. And then as your next inhale arrives, we'll gently walk the hands under the shoulders here, yogi, and find a tabletop position. So moving any prop out of the way. Perhaps bringing your hands to your bolster or your cushion. And then taking anything your body is asking for in response to that child's pose. Maybe it's a sway of the hips side to side. Maybe it's a cat-cow. That's where you scoop the heart through the shoulder and then round through the upper back, chin to chin. Beautiful. And then from here, we will come to a seated position, perhaps again sitting on your cushion, your block, or your bolster. Having your blocks or your earth raises handy, we will then bring the soles of the feet together and allow the knees to fall wide. So we're finding this butterfly shape with the knee. And in this version, yogis, we don't want to have the hips and the heels too close to each other. We want to find a nice big diamond shape. So heels quite far away from the sort of pelvis. Nice. And then again, take a moment here, find your connection with the earth. Feel those sit bones as you ground down. And then find that length, that straight spine, and that soft breath. Now we're going to take a little twist here. So with that straight spine, we'll twist from the mid-back over the right knee. And if this is enough for you, feel free to stay here. If you'd like to fold forward slightly, perhaps take your block onto that right knee. And then fold forward so that your forehead can meet the block. You'll notice that you need to anchor through that left sit bone to avoid yourself slipping here. So find that rootedness, find that grounding. Support yourself also with your hand. And then drop in here to the physical sensation and the observing of the breath. One more deep round of breath here. And then as your next inhale arrives, slowly lifting up and coming through center, taking a moment in center. And then setting up for the second side. So again, find that leg first and then take your twist. Stay here or maybe fold forward, supporting that forehead with stacked cushions or a block or whatever you have available. Anchoring, grounding now through the right sit bone. Finding stability through the hands. And then dropping in. One more round of deep belly breath here. And then as your inhale arrives, lifting up, coming back to a center. Really nice. Final position in this shape, we will take a forward fold into the center. So you may like to stack cushions or blocks, or maybe take a bolster on an angle. You can kind of place it on your feet and then have it on an angle so that you can lean forward and rest your forehead on the bolster. If there's a bit more range of motion there, maybe you can lay the bolster flat and bring the torso over, resting the forehead on the bolster. Figure out the most optimal position for you here. And then softening across the forehead and into the jaw. Relaxing, releasing the shoulders away from the ears. Melting across the heart space and the lower back into the hip and the ankles and the feet. And then softening the belly and the pelvic floor. Again, picturing that crimson red lights in the pelvic bowl here. As we rest here in stillness, breathing deeply, feeling supported by the earth below. Know that you are sending a message to your body with every round of breath, that it can move deeper into a state of relaxation and ease. That it is free to open and expand from a place of groundedness. Okay, so as your next inhale arrives here, yogis, gently lifting up. And again, now we'll find that rebound pose, doing anything that feels good in response to that. For me, it's always a windshield wiper with the legs. So I like to take my feet quite wide, lean back on my hands, and then just allow the knees to tick-tock side to side here, creating some fresh blood flow into that region where we just created all the space in the hips. Nice, yogis. Okay, from here we're going to find a supported yogi squat or supported malasana. So we're going to come onto our feet. And given this is a yin style of class, then props are really our friends. So whether you have the range of motion or not, I highly recommend stacking a couple of blocks or cushions so that you can bring your tailbone to sit on them. And then we're taking the feet as wide as you need and as externally rotated or as turned out as you need so that your knees, your ankles can align and we can really open through those hips. And then you can bring the hands to the center of the chest, connecting the palms. I'm just going to drop my block down slowly. And then perhaps use the elbows to gently guide those knees open here. Beautiful. And then from this place, again, find that long, straight spine and that openness, yet softness through the front, through the heart space here. This is such a beautiful expression of what the root chakra symbolizes. We are so rooted into the earth here through the four corners of each of our feet as we press down through the support of the block under the pelvis where that root chakra is located. And from this space of rootedness, we can then expand and lengthen upwards, realizing our full potential. So breathe deep into the belly here, perhaps close down the eyes. Picturing that red ball of light. Two to three more rounds of deep belly breath. And then when you are ready, preparing to come out of this pose, bringing the hands to the floor, really gently and easily lifting the hips towards the sky. Nice deep bend in the knees here as we sway those hips side to side. Almost like you're painting the wall or the space behind you with your tailbone. Beautiful, ladies. And then coming back down to your mat, we'll take one final pose before we find our Shavasana. And this will be a supported bridge pose. So again, make sure you have your props within hand's reach as you prepare to come down into a constructive rest position here. So we're bringing soles of the feet to the floor, about hip distance apart. And then we're going to press into the feet to raise the hips and slide our cushion, our pillow, our bolster underneath the pelvis, underneath the tailbone. You should be able to give all of your weight to the cushion and not feel any pinching or anything in the lower back. And if you are, perhaps just slide it down a little bit. You may also like to lift and scoop the tailbone towards the wall closest to your feet and then re-give your weight to your support, to your prop. And then here, yogis, you may like to bring your hands to the lower abdomen, creating a little bit of pressure, a sense of being held. Or maybe your hands to your belly, or one to the heart, one to the belly. Really gentle, restorative inversion here. As we allow the blood to pull back into the pelvis and the major organs within the abdominal region. We invite the heart to work a little less hard to pump that blood around our body. You can get a little bit of respite. And we drop in once again to that deep fluid breath. Nice, yogis. And at any point from here, feel free to melt into your Shavasana. Perhaps sliding the bolster or the pillow down to support underneath your knees. Turning the palms to face upward, gently tucking through the chin to lengthen through the back of the neck. And ever so gently, just revisiting those pelvic rocks that we found at the beginning of class, bringing our attention, our awareness one final time into the pelvic bowl, activating, igniting that root chakra. And then release the rocks, finding a sense of stillness here as we finish with one deep sigh in breath, breathing all of the air into the belly and sighing it out through the mouth. Resting here in stillness for as long as you can, as long as you like. Perhaps silently repeating in your mind the affirmations associated with the root chakra. I am safe. I am grounded. I am held. I am loved. And this is where I will leave you, yogis, but please take your time. When you do transition, do so mindfully and with ease, and take the sense of grounding and peace into your day, your evening, whatever time it is. Know that in cultivating this sense of peace and ease within yourself, you will naturally share it with others. And so to that, I honor you and I thank you. Enjoy coming home to yourself and your body. And from my heart to yours. Namaste.